Hello, good morning. Welcome to a great week. I am sure that all is well with you and yours. So, let me delve into a story of my life. Some people know this, some don't. So, I finished secondary school. I passed my WAEC with very decent grades, 5 A's, 2 C's, 2 P's. And I also passed JAMB. The cutoff mark for JAMB that year was 200. I scored 217. So I was good, right? But you know, I didn't get admission. How could that be? I passed the cutoff mark, but for some spiritual reason, known only to the happenings behind the scenes, my name never turned up on any academic admission list. I stayed at home for 2 years after I left secondary school. In the 3rd year, I got admission and I went to school. Now, in those 2 years, what did I do? My mom used to bake. She had a bakery then. A mushroom bakery because we operated from the house, but a bakery nonetheless. And I started baking bread with her. I would bake overnight and then take it fresh and hot to banks and all that in the morning. When necessary, on my way home, I would stop by the market to, get more ingredients and then get home. That was a waiting period for me. A challenging but waiting period. Now, for bakers, we know that there is something called the proofing room. That's when, after all the mixing, the kneading, the rolling and all that, you have weighed your dough and put in the tins. And you put them in a warm, dark room. And then you wait. You wait for the yeast to interact with all the other ingredients and the temperature around. You wait, crossing your fingers and your toes, that everything will go according to plan. You wait. And then after a certain number of minutes or hours, you peep in to check to know if the bread is rising or has risen to the appropriate height. And then you ever so carefully slot them into the oven. You do not heat, you don't slam any door around that point in time, because it could jolly well make the bread fall and what, like we'll say, spoils the face of the bread. Now, for people who are in photography as well, I would use that illustration. I have friends in photography, lots of them, and they also have what they call a dark room, not necessarily tied to these electronic cameras, but a dark room where when they take the pictures, after they have processed the pictures in whatever water, liquid or chemical, they hang it. People don't fall into that room and all that. In fact, it's out of bounds. They hang the pictures. The temperature and atmosphere is also specific. And then they tiptoe, hoping and praying that it develops into that star photograph that will win an award. That waiting room. You see, interestingly, after we have mixed the dough, slammed it, tossed it, kneaded it, rolled it, and done all the drama, it's interesting how the magic only happens in the waiting room, in the proofing room, in the dark room. When you see photographers climb certain things, you hang upside down, take pictures, sweat here, jump here, tell you fly and all those things, it boils back down to praying that the photographs develop the right way in the dark room. Why? Because in the waiting room is where the magic happens. So I don't know where you are in life. You might be in your own waiting room. we are not accustomed as humans to sit still. Even when we think we are still, if it's a camera unconsciously on us, you'll be surprised how many movements you make, even at that time when you think you're being still. Have you gone for a job interview and they usher you to a waiting room? You're just waiting. You want to go, but go where? You're just waiting, fingers and toes crossed. Are you doing a promotion interview, and after you have written the exams and all that, and you're just waiting? That's where the magic happens. Because you see, they that wait upon the Lord shall be strong and renew their strength. What are you doing in your waiting period? You can have a positive outlook, or you can have a negative outlook. And they are not mutually exclusive. You just need to make sure that the positive and constructive far outweighs the other. So in those 2 years, maybe even 3 years that I was at home, I saw my mates, I saw my immediate juniors and my juniors go into university. There were times I was angry and disappointed and frustrated, and I felt really stupid, even though my results showed I was smart. But why wasn't I just getting admission and moving along like everybody else? Why did I have to wait? I don't have all the answers till this day, but I can say that when I eventually got into school, I had also matured. Did I make all the right decisions? No. But I definitely am sure that I would have made better decisions than if I got into school at that time, where it was considered the right time for me to get into school. You see, our development, our improvement seems to happen overnight. I remember after I had baked bread I'd been doing this for years. So, as anybody who's in how will I put it, in a skill of hands, I would pick it. I'll pick the dough, hit it, and put it on the scale. And because I had done that so much, I had become efficient at it. I rarely had to adjust the piece of dough I was measuring per loaf. My big brother then, Chris, would see me and say, "Ah, baby baker," he would hype me. And those positive words, affection, acknowledging that I had developed a skill, an uncanny skill that only comes from repetition, to be able to eyeball something and nail it. And it's important in your waiting period, you surround yourself with people who are speaking life and believing in you. Not people that will say, only you problem, only you something happened, this one died, that one broke, this one they stole, and all that. No. Surround yourself with the right hype people. So after you have worn your full armor, breastplate of righteousness, you have held the sword of the Spirit, helmet of salvation, the belt of truth, and all that, and you have the word of God. After you have done everything, then wait. Go through that process. You would be shocked when the platform shows up for you, when the door swings wide open for you, when all of a sudden that window of opportunity is cracked open. You'll be surprised the type of value and the magic that has mysteriously happened in the waiting room. I hope that today you will go away with some more faith, some more hope, knowing very well that the magic happens in the waiting room. God bless you and have a fantastic week. Cheers.